So was the last pandemic actually a real released something? Do you think it was real, or was it literally media hype? Because in my mind, a lot of it was like, this is like a normal cold flu season, televised. And they're like, all the worst cases, they're like talking about the worst things that can happen, and they're doing all the wrong things, making it seem like this is a horribly deadly thing, when actually, yeah, I mean, if you do anything like what you're doing to somebody when they're sick, like what y'all are doing when they end up in the hospital, in the emergency room, and you put them on that stupid machine with a kill rate of like 80%, why are we surprised when there's a high death rate once they get hospitalized? Like, it just makes sense. First of all, one of the deadliest things you can do is go to the doctor. The third leading cause of death is medical care. Okay? If that doesn't tell you to avoid medical care like the plague, I don't know what else you need to be told. Like, they are not the life-saving doctors that you've been told. Now, there's a place for emergency medical care. Say you sever an artery and, let's get that bleeding to stop before you lose all your blood and you die, and let's stitch it back up, right? I mean, yeah, okay, there's a place for the emergency room. An occasional emergency C-section is needed. Now, not all the C-sections that they do these days are needed. And it's because of the cascade of interventions that they do on pregnant women, because they want to hurry her through her labor, because the doctor wants to go home and have dinner. He wants to be home, with his family by 6. It'd be ideal, right? So let's get this labor going. You want us to hurry this up? Let's give you some Pitocin. Oh, and then the contractions are too hard, so then they need epidural, and then they can't feel their body. And then the baby freaks out because the baby's getting all these drugs, and then their heart rate elevates, and they're like, oh my God, we need an emergency C-section. Doctor's home by dinner. So just like, stop trusting the doctors. Like, I can't take it anymore. They just don't deserve the allegiance and the worship that they get. They are regular people. 50% of what they've learned in medical school is obsolete and no longer even true. So you're being treated by someone who has old information in every single case. You think they've read every single released research with new information? Like, no. And even if they had, the standard of care kills people, okay? What they do for conditions that are common, drugs they prescribe, surgeries that they give, biopsies that they do, which actually pierces the capsule of the cancer, if it's cancer, and releases it. The body had walled that off. The body had it contained. The body knew what it was doing. And you just poked it with a needle and popped it, and now it's got a leak. And now it's leaking in your body. Oh my goodness. Now you have like cancer in your blood. It's metastasizing. Oh no, you're gonna need chemo and surgery and radiation. And if you survive that, you are lucky. Lucky. You know what? Most cancer treatments, people, when they survive despite the cancer therapies, despite them, not because of them. They're a true survivor. They survived radiation, deadly, chemotherapy drugs, deadly, in combination, super deadly. Okay? Mammograms, same thing. They're radiating your cells, your tissue at close range, at high dosages that would cause cancer in, like, rats. If they like radiated them at close range and pressed them against 2 plates and turned that machine up way high so they can get a really good image of their body, yeah, well, they would get cancer like pretty quickly. And everybody has cancer, okay? That's why you have cells in your immune system called natural killer cells that are expert at identifying those cancerous cells and shutting them down and releasing them as what? Exosomes. You know what exosomes looks like? What they look like? They look exactly like viral particles. This is why the viral theory, the germ theory, is a theory and not fact. Because they can't even identify a virus under a microscope. It looks exactly like an exosome, which is what the body packages up neatly into a little particle and releases through sneezing, through feces, through saliva, through any means it needs to get rid of it. So we just need to stop trusting doctors over God's design. One more thing. People that take fever reducers, cough suppressants, and antibiotics. What does antibiotic mean? Anti means against, biotic means life. So antibiotics are against life. They tell you what they're doing, and we're just ignorant. We just trust them. They have a white coat on. Oh, they must be really smart. They spend a lot of money on a degree. They must be really smart. Well, I spend a lot of money on a degree too, but I'm not smart because of that. I'm smart because I do my own research and I ask a lot of questions and I don't believe what I'm told. That's what makes somebody smart, not how many letters they have behind their name, okay? They may be smart, because I know some doctors that are smart and they've woken up and they are spreading truth. So yeah, they may be smart, but they're not all smart. A lot of them are real dumb, and they're the ones doing your operations. And sometimes they cut off the wrong part, okay? You're supposed to get this amputated. Well, they did the wrong one. They did the wrong freaking finger. That happens. Dentists pull the wrong teeth. That happened to my husband. They're not as infallible as you would like to believe. So just stop trusting man. Didn't God tell us that, like, already? Trust no man, trust God alone. Well, whose design is this? It's God's. Let's trust God. Let's not take a fever reducer. When our body gets a fever, it literally knows what it's doing. The fever is a good thing. It means your body, your immune system's working. It's amping up the body temperature to kill off something, probably a bacteria that can't survive above 98.6. And so it's going to amp that up, amp it up until it kills off those bacteria. Don't take fever reducers. If you're at 105 or more, then take an ice bath, because yeah, it can get dangerous if you get too hot. Okay, but that's pretty rare, right? Your body knows what it's doing. It's purposely raising the body temperature to kill something off. So let's not thwart the body's attempts to heal you, you know? And a cough suppressant. So we've got a productive cough. We're coughing. We're trying to get this stuff out of our lungs. Our body's detoxing our lungs. It's getting rid of a bunch of crap that's probably in the air, been settling in there for a while. And your body's like, time to detox. So you get a cough and you start getting a fever and you're starting to hack up this stuff. Taking a cough suppressant means that you're telling your body, stop trying to cough out the stuff that's stuck in my lungs. I want it to stay there and block up the alveoli so that I get pneumonia. Let's do that. Yeah. And then I'm just going to get excessive fluid in my lungs. I'm not going to be able to absorb oxygen, and I'm going to suffocate to death. Why? Because I took a cough suppressant when I should have allowed my body to cough out the junk it was trying to get rid of. What else do people do? Antibiotics. Let's take something that kills life to try to kill this virus, which may not even be there. It's probably just your body detoxing, but you're treating it like it's some harmful invader, which has not even been proven, because they've actually tried to prove that being sick is from a virus. And they take like snot or spit from somebody who's sick and put it in the nose or mouth of someone who's not sick, and they don't get sick. So it's not contagious. Okay? And they're saying that viruses are contagious, and that's how you get a virus from somebody else who's sick. They're lying. They're just lying. Now, do we get sick from other people who are sick? It is possible, because there is like a theory that, because terrain theory is that your body knows what it's doing. It's getting rid of the bad stuff when it is prompted to do so. What are the prompts that it may receive? One of the prompts that it may receive may be somebody else is sick, and your body's like, oh shoot, our environment is toxic. Let's detox. Then you get sick. It would actually be really smart for the body to do that, right? Don't wait till it's really bad. Let's just get it going now. Let's just get it over with. Let's just do a quick detox before it gets really bad. I mean, it's possible. It's more believable to me than this fake viral theory that they passed off to be able to sell you pharmaceuticals through Big Pharma. I'd rather believe the design of God was perfect and that we're messing it up versus God would allow these little viruses to get us sick and stuff. Now, could they engineer something that could get you sick? I'm sure they're trying. I'm sure they've come up with things. They've come up with chemicals and stuff, you know, like mustard gas and different things that can kill you, get you sick. But as far as the cold and the flu, this pandemic, no. I mean, it could have been a regular cold flu, and literally because they televised it, it made it seem more severe. What you got to do is look at the death rate, if they haven't lied about it, right? Well, last I checked, the death rate was only slightly higher, and that's because the population was also slightly higher. So really, the death rate was not higher. The death rate is the percentage of people that died in a given year. So if your population's higher, a little bit more people died, but the rate didn't go up. Last I checked, the rate had not gone up for any of those 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. So I am not sold on the idea that they distributed some kind of China molecule particle that got people sick and we spread it around. Could the vaccine have been damaging? I mean, yeah, but I don't, you know, I didn't get it. So, and I don't know if somebody else getting it could give something to me. I guess theoretically, I'm sure there's something they could create that could do that. I know they say the black goo is contagious in that way. Well, I don't know. I didn't do enough research, and I just don't really care, because if that's the case, there's nothing I can do about it. So I just pray it away, and I just pray for the best. I'm not afraid of death, so whatever. I mean, this is Satan's little season. Like, I expect it to be bad, but I'm not going to just buy into their lies and their fear mongering. I'm just not. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm just going to trust God and his design and leave it at that.